Susan Beth, and you are listening to the She Is podcast, where we talk about living life intentionally and about trusting that the desires you have deep within you are there for a reason. I believe that the creator of the universe put those desires within you and that they are pathways to your purpose. My desire is that this would be a space that encourages you to lean in and to hear the whispers of the divine, and that you would be reminded of things that I honestly believe you already know. That you, my friend, are here for a reason. So if you're here for more conversations in that kind of space, welcome. Let's go. Happy New Week, friend. I have a question for you today. Have you ever struggled with loving someone? Maybe it's someone you work with, or maybe it's someone you live with. And I'm pretty sure that we can all answer yes to having had this struggle. And maybe you're in the middle of that struggle now. But here's another thing I'm pretty sure about. It feels yucky. I know sometimes when we're in the moment of feeling aggravation and we're thinking about it or even telling somebody about how aggravated we are about someone, we feel good thinking about how superior we are and how aggravating this other person's personality or way of doing something is just so frustrating to us. But for most of us, this feeling soon fades to the yucky feeling. The one we feel when we judge someone else or we talk about someone. Our bottom line is we just aren't being loving. And the reason that we feel bad is because we ultimately want to be loving and kind and generous. Our flesh will fight us every day on this. But at the end of the day, we all want to be loved and we want to love those around us. And this week's scripture from the weekly focus in the autumn journal is found in 1 John chapter 4, verses 7 and 8. And it says, "My beloved friends, let us continue to love each other, since love comes from God. Everyone who loves is born of God and experiences a relationship with God. The person who refuses to love doesn't know the first thing about God, because God is love. So you can't know him if you don't love. This is how God showed his love for us. God sent his only Son into the world so we might live through him." Okay, first line. First line says, let us continue to love each other, since love comes from God. Love comes from God. If there's a secret for us to be more loving, friends, here it is. Love comes from God. So maybe, just maybe, if we are struggling with being loving in our lives, then maybe we are struggling in us receiving love from God. Because when we spend time connecting with our God, it strengthens our spirits. We experience during these times of connection his never-ending love for us and his patience and his goodness towards us. Even when in those times we feel conviction and we feel him course correcting in our lives, we still feel his love and his faithfulness over our lives. Which when we receive this love, it causes us to love him even more. And then the natural overflow is that we can't help but love others around us more. But when we are running around, staying too busy and distracted and not taking the time to get still, we don't feel peaceful in our lives. Our minds are frazzled and our nerves are constantly on edge. And it doesn't take much for someone to irritate us and be on our last nerve. But when you experience love and you feel loved, loving others comes a lot easier. It's easier for us to appreciate the differences that we have with each other and to give grace when others maybe aren't living up to our expectations. So in this season where gift giving can be an expression of love, may we recognize that we have been given the greatest gift of love that we could ever ask for. And I want to leave you today with one of the journal prompts from this week's focus. And it asks this question: are you daily living life out of the overflow of the greatest gift of love? I love you, friend, and I am praying that you have a beautiful week.
Hey, you. Thanks for listening. And if you would like to connect more, head over to SusanBeth.com and sign up, and you will be one of the first to find out about anything new. Plus, there's a special free download available just to say thanks. If something in this episode did speak to you, would you do me a favor and share it with a friend that you think it might resonate with as well? And until next time, keep showing up in the world just as God purposed you to do, because you being you is exactly what we all need.